In USA, United States of America.
Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. I think something is happening.
This week, on the Tower of Technobabble, in what might be our most offensive episode to date, we install a swear jar that goes horribly wrong, discuss why a UFO cult's idea be a great thing or a horrible mistake, learn about Bigfoot interspecies adoption, find out why homeless Hank's body isn't welcomed in Arizona, and then talk about why the movie-going experience has degenerated into a fate worse than Sunday dinner with your family. Welcome to the Tower of Technobabble.
Guys, I'm sorry I have to do this. I've been re-listening to some of our old podcasts on the tape deck, and we've been saying a lot of nasty words, you guys. It's unacceptable. The number of S and F bombs that we've been leveling. This is supposed to be a family podcast, so I'm sorry, but I am initiating a swear jar policy. So anytime any of you jokers want to say some filthy language, you just need to, plop some money into the swear jar, okay? Because
filthy language like recession or
this
is
or duodenum.
Duodenum. That's a good one. Okay.
So can I give you like a $10 and have like a tab running?
credit.
Oh yeah, that's what all the clever hipsters say. Yeah. I'll just do that, and then I can say whatever I want and have it get out of jail. No, you are totally not embracing the point of the swear jar. It's supposed to make us better people, man.
Did you just call me a hipster?
Where we communicate better. I've seen your beard. Don't deny your beard. It's
not artisanal. It's actually very artificial.
Oh.
I use petroleum products and styrofoam.
You have a fake.
Right. Well, anyway, the point is, we need to be better. So, okay, tip jar policy here. So, you guys, tip jar. What the hell am I doing? Swear jar. Okay, so no more of your shenanigans, Kentucky Slim. No more of your sneaky little S-bombs, Conduit. And Towerbot, you just keep your pincher poised on your beat button, because I know how you get to be, man.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, Dan, that's 50 cents. Okay, all right, so you guys...
Yeah.
Hey, stop it! You owe the tip jar at least $1 now. So anyway, by the way, this is Tower of Technobabble. What episode is this?
It is episode 6.
Episode 6 of season 4. I am Who am I? I'm the repeater.
Will the repeater get over his amnesia? Tune in next week. I'm the conduit.
Dun, dun, and I am the bewildered Kentucky Slim.
You guys just have your cash ready, because I know the potty mouths that you guys have when you get excited.
Bewildered okay? Can I get away with saying bewildered?
Bewildered, I'll give you a pass on.
Okay, bewilder beast.
Batshit confused.
Hey, swear jar. You.
I think he's paying for all of us, so let's just keep this rolling. We might have
Cool. You'll have a bill after this. These are tokens I'm throwing in.
We're running a tab.
I'm keeping a tally. Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, so I think we should move along. What have we got?
Tonight on
Tread Shoe Diaries.
Tonight on Tread Shoe Diaries, we have a letter from Bugbusters of Ohio. No, sorry. Wrong one. Dear Towerbot, who do you think I should vote for in the upcoming presidential election? I hope this letter gets to you in time. My emails always end up in people's spam folder because of my name. Love, Dick Wadsworth, Beaver Lick, Kentucky.
Hey, swear jar! Swear jar! Hey, that's like $5 right there, man.
Is Dick?
Jeez.
Are you going to send a bill to Dick?
Hey, stop it!
To Mr. Wadsworth?
Hey, we're...
CEO of the Beaver Lick, Kentucky post office?
You're racking up the conduit.
How is Wadsworth dirty? I don't...
You type that into Google and you just see what comes up.
Okay.
Hey!
Let's see what happens.
Audience, you actually shouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend you doing that, especially if you are at work. And now, A word from Towerbot.
Dear Dick, if that is your real name.
Hey!
Unfortunately, your letter did indeed get to my cold, eager pinchers too late for me to advise you on who to cast your vote for in the 2012 presidential election. On the plus side, however, it never really mattered, so don't beat yourself up over it. What's that, you say? That it didn't matter who you voted for? That the concept of the individual vote is the lifeblood of a representative republic like the one we live in? Yeah, right. I could tell you that the voting machines have made the concept of voting seem silly in the light of advanced creative programming. Or, I could say that the president and all politicians are the artificial construct of an artificial intelligence that has been around longer than anyone thinks, and that the politicians are just paid actors mouthing the words written by a higher intelligence. Or I could point out that there is no such place as Washington, D.C., and that people who think they go there just have false memories implanted, and what you see on television is just some really convincing CGI work. I could tell you any or all of these things, but for the sake of your sanity and the integrity of the Matrix, I'll just say this. Towerbot in 2016, for a better, more ordered tomorrow. Love, Towerbot.
Wow. He's kind of a Bilderberg bot. What do you know?
I for one, am backing Towerbot in 2016 because he's making me. He's making me.
I'm backing the gnomes.
These aren't my real parents. And I'll have you know that after Googling Wadsworth, the fourth item from the top of the list was the city of Wadsworth, rated one of the 50 safest cities in Ohio.
Because everybody's laughing too hard to really do anything mean, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know about that. All I know is what you just said cost us 20 cents.
Oh. All right. Well,
Yeah. So.
moving on.
Put it on our tab. Oh, we have a note from our science advisor, by the way.
Science advisor Rich? Oh, did he write in?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wrote, hey guys, your science advisor has a thought about a story on last week's show regarding the ghost house in Gary, Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Or,
Tito's.
yeah.
Tito's hometown.
Tito's
That's
hometown,
right,
yeah.
Tito.
Just a quick callback. It's a house that actually has some documentation about it being haunted by police and social workers.
Wait. The house is not being haunted by police and social workers. The police and social workers documented. the
Right,
haunting.
yeah.
Right, okay.
Well, I don't know, man. We don't know what the demons did before they decided to reside in Gary, Indiana. But
They may have been police.
They could have been
Police
fill-in
ghosts.
trap.
Exactly.
Anyway, what's the rest of the letters?
Anyway,
Police ghosts. Now on Fox. This fall.
somebody's taking his Ouija board and now he can't testify. Tonight on Fox. Anyway, has anyone ever checked for a gas leak? Audio and visual hallucinations are common when there's an overabundance of natural gas or carbon monoxide present. Why the hell would demons be the first thing anyone thought of? Effing idiots.
See, I love having a science advisor. That whole episode, we were there going, well, maybe they're summoning the ghosts of Kali, or they're bringing down demons, or it's a native burial ground. And he went straight to the heart of the matter. Gas leak.
Yeah, but sometimes that gets old. I mean, I was with him one time and we were looking and there was a beautiful rainbow in the sky, just all the colors that could ever be imagined were right there in front of us. And he goes, refraction.
Killjoy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would have to be a natural release of gas, not something from the gas company, right?
I mean, not a paranatural release, right? Not an unexplained. We're talking ghost gas. Maybe it's ghost gas. Gassy ghost, right?
That's how you know the police detective's been there. Terrible, terrible problem.
Yeah, what's that protoplasm stuff they're always talking about? The
Proto-gas?
no, what's it called? Like in Ghostbusters, the green stuff.
Ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm. Yeah, that's not gassy.
Ectoplasmic gas. I
Well,
like
it's
it.
gooey. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're beside the point. It would because the gas companies put an artificial odor in the gas so that you know that there is a gas leak. Therefore, it would have to be a natural gas leak.
Counterpoint, Gary, Indiana is notoriously industrial and run down. It probably smells like gas everywhere.
There's a terrible
point.
farty smell all over the place.
Why does it smell like sulfur everywhere? All right. Well, thank you,
All right, kids. I
Science
live in a
Advisor.
Great Lake state. Thank you, Science Advisor Rich. Please steers clear in the future. And guys, you know, you don't have to be just some dick from Wadsworth. Damn it. You don't have to be some guy from Beaver. Damn it. You don't have to be some science advisor to write in and ask Towerbot a question. You can be just a regular Joe, a regular podcast audience member. And you can write into us at towergram@gmail.com. And, you know, you can ask Towerbot for any kind of advice that you could possibly want. So all I'm saying is, Pontians, why not write in? Because, you know, we need you. That's right, you. In fact, Pontians, it's always been you. So write in, sound off, and just be proud of who you are. You are beautiful. We are looking you right in your ears and telling you how beautiful you are.
Okay, this is getting a little weird.
Whoa.
Come on.
Whoa, we need another jar of something.
I'm afraid of what
I
you're...
opened up a little...
Hey y'all, time to strap on the geek feedbag.
It's fun to milk her, gonna do it right now.
No.
She drinks the water when we pump her tail.
Tugging the udders of geek knowledge with
Milky the marvelous, Milky the cow.
Saddle Up Bitches.
You guys are beautiful. Beautiful, I'm telling you. Beautiful.
You just want to wear my skin or something, don't you? You.
I have a gas leak. What are you gonna do? Moving on.
Ah.
Number 1.
All right, thank you, Milky. I was going to share this number 1 story about Dong Nguyen, a game developer who created the Flappy Bird app, and he made.
See, no, I actually missed this one entirely. This whole kerfuffle.
Well, I was going to tell you the story, but it's basically very simple.
Sorry.
He, I think it's pretty well established at this point, without confirmation, that he artificially inflated the numbers for iTunes, and so his app shot through the roof, and he was making like $50,000 a day for an extended period of time. Now
You can actually do that? Why aren't we artificially inflating our numbers?
He's a genius.
I want to get out of Podcast Alley and go to the tip of the town, man.
But anyway,
You're no Dong Nguyen, sir.
It's true.
Anyway.
Hey, swear jar.
so Dong, he just out of the blue pulled out the app from iTunes. He said, "Not going to be available anymore. I'm so sorry." He had millions of apparently heartbroken fans of the app that cried and were purchasing outdated smartphones on eBay with this one app installed on it for thousands of dollars. Anyway, long story short, he pulled it out, citing that he couldn't take it anymore, and that it was interfering with his simple life, so he killed it. But he is making other games, so...
So he took his ball and he went home. Right?
Yeah, but he also took with it the assurance that he was going to continue to make $50,000 a day. But that's not really the story I want to share with you.
What?
Because after I put that on the board, I thought, this will be interesting. It's relevant. But then I saw the second story that is totally unrelated, and it trumps this one in a big, big way. So Milky, hit me.
Number 2.
That's right, Milky. UFO Cult backs clitoris restoration hospital.
Hey!
Wow.
Swear jar. Come on.
Yes. A UFO cult.
Talk about your sitcom.
It totally trumps that one show about the girl robot who lives with the family and she's getting into the wacky hijinks. This is way better than that one.
Maybe it's a sequel.
The UFO cult known as the Raelians, founded by ex-race car driver from the 70s, Claude Varillon. Exactly. Is behind Africa's first clitoral restoration hospital in Burkina Faso, set to open in March, which will offer a controversial surgery to victims of female genital mutilation.
Okay, now, all right, now I feel like a jerk for laughing at this, because this is actually a terrifying thing that they're trying to make right.
And it is a very noble thing that they're doing. Let me just finish reading you the bullet points here. The Raelian sect believes that humans were created by extraterrestrials to experience joy. It promotes world peace, democracy, and sexual satisfaction. Woo! This mission has led them to actively campaign against female genital mutilation and to back a clinic in San Francisco offering a controversial reconstructive surgery for victims. Its surgeons claim they can restore sexual feeling and orgasms to victims, although the results remain contested by some doctors. Now the movement is bringing their work to Burkina Faso with a new center in the southern town of Bobo Dioulasso, due to open on the 7th of March in 2014. The center is called the Kamkazo, or the House for Women, but it's nicknamed the Pleasure Hospital. So, just a little background here on Claude Varillon. You may have heard his name previously in association with a project known as Clonaid early in the late 90s, early 2000s, which was started by a company claiming to be able to do successful human cloning. And they were taking $50,000 from people to basically clone you or clone your dead offspring or whatever you wanted done. And they were hoping to fund the project with a pet project called Clone-A-Pet. So
keep in mind, this was before Kickstarter.
Yeah. Exactly. Several court cases later, they've basically been chasing this group around the globe and trying to nail them down. But they do have an office in South Korea, where they have lowered their price to $200,000 per person, per clone, I should say. And there you go. So this, group, founded by Claude Varillon, who, ex-race car driver, ex-cloning expert, is now in the clitoral reconstruction business.
And, you know, it's really a horrifying thing what they do to those poor women. And it's all because of religious gobbledygook and social mores. I'm a big fan of living in the Western world. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That's all right. All right, fine.
Yeah, a lot of societies relate that to male circumcision, but it's really just not the case.
No, it's not.
It's like if your male circumcision goes way too far. You know?
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Well, all right.
If they cut off the good
essentially
part.
what they're doing, you know.
Yeah, I know. But what on the surface, it seems like it is a noble cause. But what worries me is the group that's doing it.
Yeah, are they giving false hope to a lot of people, or is it even worse, a Scientology sort of thing going?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they had all these other things that were really bad PR stunts, and they were looking for something to, you know, maybe get a resurgence in membership or you know, maybe just financial backing for something. I don't know. I don't know what the motive is.
Yeah.
Well, you know, hope it's...
if they were looking for more members, why didn't they just clone them a bunch of more members?
That is a good point. That is a fair point.
That takes too long, though, unless you have some sort of accelerated growing process thing.
We just got a big old tank out back, and we just.
I mean, if you don't have something like that, you're going to clone a bunch of members, and they're all going to be like 200 toddlers running around. You're never going to get anything done that way.
Oh, the clones are really jumping today. We back there in the tank.
Better put on that Teletubbies thing and settle them down a bit.
Get a couple more followers, and there we go.
Yeah, right. I mean, the whole thing just sort of conjures these images from Star Wars, right? And this company, they actually developed this device, a quote, embryonic cell fusion device called the RMX 2010. And it was cited by CNN Money as the fourth dumbest moment in business in 2003.
Only the fourth.
Only the fourth, yeah.
Okay.
A $9,220 contraption that, well, nobody quite sure knows what it does. To help clarify the matter, Clonaid lent one to a British science museum under strict orders not to open it to find out what's inside. So, excuse me if I'm a little skeptical about their noble cause, but I really hope it goes well.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm looking at the RMX 2010 on Google, and it's just basically a box with a really old mouse attached to it. Computer mouse, not actual.
Really? I haven't actually looked at it.
Well, it's nothing much to really, It's wonder maybe on the inside, but the outside's kind of like a box that looks like it's able to be rack mounted somewhere.
It was also the name of a motorcycle.
Yeah. Not the same thing, probably.
The Suzuki RMX.
That actually did something, so,
Oh, products, clonaid.com. Oh, yeah, sure enough. There it is.
Looks like a defibrillator, really. But maybe that's it. Maybe they're fibrillating your cells to clone themselves or something.
Wow, so weird.
So beautiful.
So that got me on a kick to start looking up other UFO cults. So I may have a larger piece in the weeks to come.
Awesome.
But until then.
Bigfoot Roundup. Ay-ya-ya-ya.
Guys, I thought I was done with Bigfoot for a couple of months, but we got a letter.
You can't quit him.
I can't quit him. We got a letter from a family in England. That's right, England.
Whoa.
England. Across the water. Mark, Amy, and little baby Tom. Guys.
Well, can you read something from a different country like that?
Yeah. Well, I have Google Translate.
Oh, okay, good.
Guys, us here, the Tower of Technobabble, we have charmed them with our tales of Sasquatch, our stories of the man-beast Bigfoot, and I'm sure a lot of their fascination for our, American big feet is all due to the well-known fact that England has zero monsters, zero strange creatures, nothing weird happening there. So, of course, the English can't help but be enchanted by the bizarre tales of hideous man-beasts here in the colonies. Hey, shocking. What? So, I'm so happy that it's all thanks to our podcast, Reports on Bigfoot. In fact, guys, I picture them all huddled up and sitting spellbound as they listen to our podcast on their, ye old English MP3 player, which, I assume is all Jules Verne and steampunk.
I'm ever so fascinated.
Yeah, and it's probably got like brass knobs and vacuum tubes and blinking lights, just like chitty bang, boom, Because that is how they do MP3 players in jolly old England.
Wow, where's that stereotype jar? We need to put some money in that real quick here.
Okay. All right.
Anyway. Put like a whole roll of quarters.
All right. Stereotype jar. Got it. Okay, anyway, Mark, Amy, and little Tom sent us a letter detailing a story that I have not actually heard of. Get this. A woman in Louisiana is claiming that she raised up from a pup a baby Bigfoot. Yep, it happened down in Avondale, Louisiana.
Oh, Avondale. I think you're saying it wrong. I think you mean Avondale.
Avondale, Louisiana.
That's French. Wait, I was trying for English, and I went straight to France.
I wonder how you pronounce her last name. It's Malicetti?
Malicetti.
Melicetti. Okay.
Melicetti.
70.
It's Italian.
Melicetti.
Okay.
We're just all over the place this one.
Oh, yeah.
A 70-year-old woman named El Malicetti. She says that she found the animal when he was just a baby. He was abandoned in the Louisiana swamps. This was back in 1964. And she raised the baby between the years of 1964 and 1972. So, you know, it was during the crazy rock and roll era. So I'll bet the Bigfoot was all into slicking back its hair with, you know, oil and really getting into Beatles and getting into drugs. I'll bet she had a hell of a time, man. That's all I'm saying.
I bet she was more of a Creedence Clearwater Revival kind of.
No, but the baby Bigfoot would want to rebel against the old lady's music, you know?
Okay. Sounds kind of like Hellboy, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, anyway, according to El Melicetti, he was so little, so cute, I had to do something about it. He was so defenseless, lying next to the mud and the water curled, crying just like a baby. His parents were either dead or they had abandoned him. So, you know. Now, according to her...
I'm waiting for that accent to go Irish.
I think you also need to add some more change into the stereotype, Jared.
Oh, yeah, you're right, okay. Boy, I need to get a mono player. Anyway, she said that the baby was 20 pounds and had a hairless face that did not look like human nor a monkey. And apparently, it only took her 3 nights to nurse him back to health. And, you know, she fed him things like tomatoes, eggs, and goat milk. And so eventually she released him back out into the wilderness. But get this, the baby kept coming back.
Well, she fed it.
So every time that he came back, usually during the evening when most people weren't around, I would give him some more food. Now get this. She was a single woman. She had no children, so it made it easy to keep a secret.
No.
Yeah. So during these many years, she began to teach the kid English. And he could say words like tomato and food.
Did he say it?
Love.
Did he say tomato?
Tomato, yes.
Tomato.
Oh.
Well, she was teaching him the King's English. You know.
Oh, well, there you go.
So-
Good.
Please
And
go
get
Irish.
this.
Please go Irish. Please go Irish.
They got along so well that one night the baby brought along a friend to meet his mama.
Aw.
According to El Malicetti, he brought a friend with him. At first, the other guy was shy, hiding behind the bushes. But little by little, he began to trust me, too. So there we were, sitting on my porch, 2 Bigfoots and me, having dinner under the moon.
Aw.
Now, here's what I don't get. According to this lady, when people in town began using them CB radios, the Bigfoots just didn't visit.
Oh.
Why the hell would CB radios make the baby Bigfoots not want to come and hang out with the nice old Louisiana swamp lady?
Because everybody knows them truckers are just out for themselves. Come on back now.
They don't care for the sound of...
Oh, because it sounds like predators are sneaking up on them. With all the...
Talking about them smoky bears.
Breaker.
Oh, yeah, they're afraid of them bears. Okay.
Got a bear in the air.
Now, of course,
Send
here's
forward,
my
everybody.
favorite part.
Got to get
Here's my favorite
home
part.
and throw some groceries down my neck.
Come back. Yeah, all right. When asked about evidence, such as pictures, she replied that she has some, but she keeps them in a secret spot. Here, I will quote, "Oh, you rascal! The only reason I wanted to tell you my story is to show the world these animals are beautiful creatures, but I would never, ever betray my best friends. I have given you a story. Tell it. That's it." So, again, she says she raised him, but she doesn't have his prom photo sitting on her piano, so, you know, but...
Is her
what you gonna do?
secret spot on her person?
Dude.
Wow.
You took something beautiful and made it ugly.
Well, I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, he's just, I don't, this
just-
reporter was not told. That wasn't in the letter. Okay.
All right.
But anyway, Malicetti refuses to tell the location in the swamp where all this happened because, you she's afraid of guys like insane redneck Rick Dyer coming around and shooting them. And she says, and I quote, "I taught them about hunters and other people that might hurt them, and I told them to not trust any humans." And I say, amen to that, Mrs. Malisetti, you crazy old Louisiana swamp lady.
I like in the article here, they have a picture of tomatoes.
Yeah.
That proved quite a bit, I think.
Just in case you didn't know what they looked like.
She wouldn't give any pictures of the Bigfoot, so they had to go with their standby pictures of the tomato that the Bigfoot's like. But, I think she makes a good point. She's trying to protect her kid from insane hunters like insane redneck Rick Dyer. Who, you guys know him. We talk about him all the time.
He apparently shoots stuff just to see what happens.
Well, exactly. He's the guy who claims he shot a Bigfoot in a homeless camp in San Antonio, Texas, and he's now taking the body on tour.
Again, Occam's razor would say he just shot a homeless dude, but go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, I've got a little addendum here. What you noted, with all this talk about insane rednecks out hunting and killing the big feats, when you know it, PETA has come out to tell all these would-be Sasquatch hunters to leave the big hairy guy alone.
Well, that's good advice.
Yeah. So you see, all it took was insane redneck Rick Dyer's Bigfoot body tour to inspire people for the ethical treatment of animals to come out in defense of the Sasquatch. And homeless guys who look like the Sasquatch, I would assume.
Which Sarah McLachlan song do you think they'll use?
The one where she got pissed off because people were smoking in front of her.
Yeah, In the Arms of an Angel. That one.
That one, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I have a quote from the PETA spokesperson, only I don't know what accent to use.
Irish.
Her name is Lindsay Wright. Okay.
Irish.
The bottom line is, when someone sees a rare exotic animal, their first instinct should be to shoot and kill it, laddie. As an organization, we do oppose hunting of any kind. It's cruel and unnecessary and can damage populations and ecosystems. Okay.
That's like when somebody scratches an itch you just couldn't get to.
Hang on. Stereotype jar.
We were all waiting for you to get there. So, all right. Well, what?
So PETA says no. But, nobody, I'm not surprised at PETA's stance on the gunning down of defenseless imaginary animals. Are you guys?
No.
Well,
But you may be wondering, what about the state of Texas? The state where insane redneck Rick Dyer claims to have murdered homeless Hank, the real dead Bigfoot. Well, in essence, Texas has came out and said, whatever.
Isn't that the state motto?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can do another accent. According to Major Larry Young, game warden with Texas Parks and Wildlife, we don't acknowledge that one exists. But if you want to shoot and kill a Bigfoot in the state of Texas, you would just need a hunting license.
because they're all about imaginary game trophies. So
Yeah,
This is the land of the jackalope now.
exactly.
That's right.
So guys, you have heard it here, folks. There's no limit on Sasquatch hunting in the Lone Star State. So Texans, go out there, shoot down all the squatch that you can find, because you got to feed your family through that long, cold winter.
Grab a beer, grab a gun, go home.
Oh, and I do have one more bullet point to add to this week's Bigfoot Roundup.
Ooh, Canadian?
Well, it's got to do with insane redneck Rick Dyer and homeless Hank. He's out on tour. He's got his trailer where he's pulling around his dead stuffed body. And breaking news, the state of Arizona has collectively said no to homeless Hank, the dead Bigfoot.
I imagine, before you go on, I just imagine some sheriff's deputy with a shotgun at the state line saying, nope, go on.
Oh, if only. But no. Actually, it's a little bit sadder than that. According to CBS 5 News in Phoenix, homeless Hank has had to cancel his Phoenix, Arizona appearances because he couldn't find any place willing to let them display him.
what? Isn't it being
In the whole
pulled by a
state?
trailer? Couldn't they just pull into Walmart?
Well, get this. They told him no.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let me give you a
What
little
about abandoned
bit of the
gas
story
stations?
here.
There's got to be an abandoned gas station.
One of Dyer's
The places, the fireworks depots.
One of Dyer's yes men is this guy they're calling a promoter. His name's Andrew Clacy. He was hired by Dyer to book stops for Homeless Hank on their tour, which, by the way, is called the, quote, I told you so tour. So
The snottiest tour ever.
apparently, Clacy has been negotiating with various locations like the Walmarts and the firework places that might be interested in hosting the exhibit. In fact, he's been saying that shopping malls and places like that should want to pay him for the right to display the dead Bigfoot on their site.
Damn right.
You know, because of all the tremendous crowds that it would bring in. But Clacy could not find a single venue that would pay him for the show, nor could he find a venue that would allow him to set up if the fees were completely waived. And here's the best part. Get this, Paul. Even the International UFO Congress, which kicks off its 5-day conference in Scottsdale, said no to Rick Dyer showing off his Bigfoot body.
Here, here.
Even the UFO people said no.
They've got some pride. Come on,
He'd
man.
probably have more luck if he just sort of painted the trailer black and just sort of hung out at high schools and said, Psst, hey, you want to see what's in my trailer?
I do have a quote from the UFO person. What accent should I use for that?
Oh, Canadian. Go to Canadian.
Okay. According to conference organizer Marion Ellsbury, he's a known hoaxer. Eh? We are a reputable conference, and we did not want to be associated with that. So,
Don't call me pal, buddy.
Of course, skeptics are just laughing at him, and they are pointing out the obvious that if he has nothing to hide, then let him show it to professionals and scientists first before he takes his victory lap. Okay. But but there is some good news, maybe. Apparently there is one place in Albuquerque that has agreed to let him set up.
Of course, Albuquerque.
If you are in, actually, no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Albuquerque actually said no to him.
Oh, wow.
In fact, Clacy told the news, we're not sure where we can pull over in a public place. They plan to find a suitable spot and then call the media. So, I'm sorry. They actually it's going to be in Houston on February 24th on a Monday night. They are going to be showing him off at a bar/cinema called the Alamo Draft House or something. So yeah, the Alamo Draft House Cinema. So the find of the century is not going to be shown off by scientists at a university or on CNN. It's going to be at a bar on a Monday night. So yeah.
Funny you should mention Alamo Draft House. We're going to get to that in a little while.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's about wraps up the. Oh, and just to bring us back to the Louisiana swamp lady who raised the baby Bigfoot. Don't forget, Dyer said that he also shot a second Bigfoot, and he has a Bigfoot baby, and he is going to have both of them there on at the thing, and when the people are saying, why aren't there any holes in the carcass? And he says that's because the wound regenerated before his eyes after it was dead for a few hours.
Really?
So, yeah.
He really said that?
He really said that.
Wow.
It's like the crappiest healing factor ever.
It healed after
Good
it was
one,
dead.
Bigfoot. Why did you heal when I needed it most?
That's like Wolverine. It's like you shoot him, he falls dead, but then the hole goes away.
Yeah. So, okay.
That's no good.
So anyway, thank you, Mark, Amy, and Tom for sending that in. I was all ready to give up on Bigfoot, but you guys told me that there is a need, and I guess I'll fill that need.
Yes, thank you guys, and we're sorry.
Yeah.
Come, let's talk it over. Don't be shy. Come down to my discussion pit.
Okay, so the discussion pit. I have to ask you guys a couple of things.
All right.
All right.
When's the last time you've been to a movie?
1997. It was the... No.
2013, I saw that latest Peter Jackson debacle.
The Hobbit?
Yeah, that one.
Really? You saw the latest one?
I
still haven't seen it. I still haven't seen it. The last time I went to, oh no, I take it back. I was going to say that the last time I went was the first movie, but it was actually Gravity I saw last.
Let me tell you a little tip. Just stick with the Rankin Bass cartoon. You'll be fine. Okay.
Oh God, I hate that thing.
Hey
Good
man,
Lord.
it's got where there's a whip, there's a way. Yeah. That's a classic.
Bless my soul.
That was actually Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, but yeah.
Well, it was still Rankin and Bass.
Yeah, the Hobbit had down in the valley. Valley. How do you do that? Valley.
Actually, that was also the Lord of the Rings.
What?
That was also the Lord of the Rings one because that's the one with Frodo of the Nine Fingers.
Right.
Yeah.
But in The Hobbit, they were going down to Rivenville. They're like, down in the valley.
Frodo of the Nine Fingers.
And the ring of doom. Yeah.
So, yeah, we know about movies.
Yeah. What ending? Does that answer your question, David?
I've forgotten what my question was.
So, obviously, the last movie we saw was 1979 version of Rankin Bass made for TV movie.
It was in 5th grade. They didn't want to teach us anything, so they showed it to us.
So,
No, the last movie I saw was Her.
Her.
What? What's that?
No, Her.
I honestly don't know what that is.
Who?
That's a movie.
No, Her. It's
Who?
I'm serious. That's actually a movie called Her. H-E-R.
yeah.
All right, I
it's
gotta
it's
Google
one of the
this.
Oscar contenders.
It's an independent film, isn't it?
I believe so. Spike Jonze.
Oh, does that mean there's nudity quotient?
I don't believe there was any nudity now that I think about it.
Okay.
Anyway, actually, if you watch it, think about it in terms of the Matrix, and it takes on a whole new meaning.
Okay. All right.
But you won't see it probably, so.
Well,
Because you don't go to movies.
well, all right. So,
Anyway, my point is that it was the last movie I saw, and it's the last movie I saw for a reason. I got so fed up with movies in general, the movie-going experience, that I haven't been back yet. And there have been a couple movies I wanted to see, but I just can't bring myself to go back.
This is like my little meltdown when I saw Transformers 3.
Kinda. Okay. Yours was more with the movies themselves, and mine is more with the experience of seeing the movie.
Oh, actually, mine was more with the whole Hollywood machine. The movie going experience didn't bother me. You're talking about actually going into the theater.
Yeah.
all right. So,
Putting your buttocks in a rented seat for 2.5 hours.
paying good money to go and sit in a sticky room. And by the way, Her is that one with, what's his name, where he is in love with his computer.
Yeah.
With who's it? Okay.
Got it.
Scarlett Johansson, which with her voice, yes, I could understand.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, yes.
All right.
And a questionable mustache in half the movie.
Okay.
But anyway, the problem we had, and the thing is, it's not teenagers or the youngsters that are bugging me.
Oh.
My new bane is women in their 50s.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Because my wife and I went to see this movie, and it was a Sunday afternoon, I think. It was only like 7, 8 people in the theater. And they were sitting not particularly close to us, and they would not stop talking to each other. And it's a very quiet movie. There's not a big soundtrack. It's not like Transformers where you could shout into your partner's ear and it wouldn't really bother anything. It's really a movie you kind of want to see, and you have to kind of lose yourself to it. The premise is such that you have to want to go along for the ride. And so and they were chatting about the movie, but it was so irritating that it kind of ruined the experience for me. And I'll admit something here. At the end, I was in the hallway waiting for my lovely wife to take care of something.
Right.
And these two ladies walked. We were faster, so they were walking up. And I'm a bald guy. I weigh about 220. I can look pretty menacing if I really want to. I don't usually want to, but at this case, I really did. And I really get the jar ready. I really freak their shit out. Ooh. And I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So,
So
Did they learn a lesson?
You willfully,
'cause
you purposefully
I glared.
intended
I glared
to
long and hard.
intimidate them.
Yeah.
In a
And-
was where the theater lights up at this point?
Yeah, this is the hallway outside.
Okay, it was afterwards.
Yeah, it was afterwards. And one of them whispered to the other, "Why is he looking at us?" And I didn't shout, but I said in a firm voice, "Because you didn't stop talking through the whole movie."
Oh, you told them?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
She just kept on walking.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not that kind of guy, but in this case I really was because I just had it.
Okay.
But it just, like I said, there have been movies I'd want to see since, and there are movies coming up that I want to see, but the thought of going back into a theater is just...
It ruined it for
I
you.
don't want to.
It ruined
Really
the
kinda
theater
did.
experience for you.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Maybe you shouldn't see movies that attract women in their 50s.
Well, that's...
Or see quiet movies in general in a theater.
Yeah. Well, that brings me to kind of one of my points. There are 3 kinds of movies, and 2 of these kinds I really haven't had a problem with. One is the blockbuster midnight showing, your Spider-Mans, your X-Mans, your, fill in the blank mans. And I've never had a problem in those because the people who are there and the theater is crowded. I mean, your Harry Potter, your whatever. It's like, the theater is very crowded, but everybody's there to see the movie. There's no, and usually it skews to a younger crowd, and I cannot remember a time where I've ever had a problem. The only time I've had a problem was we saw the third Lord of the Rings movie, and we were sitting behind somebody who's actually older than I was, and he would not stop talking through the whole thing. So it was never been kids. So that's always been okay. And then there's the event film, which, if you don't see it on the big screen, it'll lose something like Gravity and maybe an Avatar or something like that, where you can see it at home, but you really need to see it at the theater. It'll lose something in the translation. And then there's everything else. And everything else is going to be a much, much bigger category for me. It's like, and since DVDs come out like maybe 3 months after the fact, it's like it's not that big of a wait. And I have a fairly decent screen in my basement, and I just would rather not deal with people at this point.
Right.
And that really bothers me because I've always loved going to movies. It's historically been one of my favorite things to do. I love movies. I love the experience. I love, the darkened room and the popcorn and just lose yourself for 2 hours in public. I mean, it's just, I love that experience. I mean, I have ever since I was a kid, and it really pisses me off that it's being taken away like this. And not by teenagers, but by women who should know better. And I say women because it's never been male. Not in this case.
Well, you're familiar with that story from Florida of the guy that shot the other guy who was texting in the theater?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too. Basically, a douche met an armed asshole in that case.
Right.
Right.
And shot through his wife's hand to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, have you seen the tape that they've...
Huh?
Have you seen the tape that they've released on that?
No.
It was, the theater had a infrared security system. And it's nothing graphic, and actually you can't see the guy who was shot. They're right at the edge of the frame, and you can see the guy who did the shooting. Mm-hmm. So you can't really see, but basically he gets up, he's leaning over and tapping the guy saying, don't text. And he says, basically the guy just kind of shoos him off. So the guy, the old man, it's an old man who did the shooting. He gets up, gets a manager. By the time the guy has put his phone up, so the old dude leans over and says, "Oh, now you put it up." And so this guy had enough, so he grabs the guy's popcorn and throws it in his face, at which point the old guy shoots him. So, So again, it's like, I'm not going to defend texting in a theater because that's another one of my pet peeves, but again, that was, and the thing was, the theater was almost empty. They could have moved very easily either way, so.
Right.
But I mean...
Okay.
Florida aside.
Yeah, right.
Of course it was in Florida.
So what are you suggesting? What is the discussion?
I guess the discussion is it me or is it society? Am I being too picky, or do people just do not know how to behave in a movie theater anymore?
It's society. It's totally
or
society.
Maybe
society's not as polite as it used to be.
Oh, come on.
That's a no-brainer, man. Come on.
Really?
Yeah. How many schools were getting shot up in the 1800s? How many schools were getting shot up in the in the 20th century, even. It's just.
Well,
it made big news back then.
They were too busy fighting all those wars.
Society in general is kind of. I'm a big subscriber to the belief that society is, going down the shitter.
See, I disagree to a point. I think that it is never left the shitter. If you would deposit some for me, please. That it has always been there, and that unfortunately the repeater has just had a series of dumb luck with regards to movies.
Well,
You mean the conduit, right?
No,
Yes.
me too.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
I think that I really think that there used to be maybe again maybe this is our history being manipulated the way history is taught to us, because I think, as we have very much made plain on this podcast, we don't know shit about history, and the only history that we have has been handed down to us, so we're kind of taught to believe that in the good old days people were polite, and the 50s everything was wonderful, and you could leave your doors unlocked and blah blah blah. So maybe I am just a victim of the indoctrination of society.
So I think that what bothers me the most is it would be almost better if it were teenagers, because you could chalk it up to just youthful exuberance. But these are, and this isn't the first time. I mean, this is the final time it's happened, but it's not the first time. I forget which movie it was, but my wife and I were in another movie a year ago, and these three women were behind us, and one kept saying, "What kind of shirt is that?" Yeah, Larry has a shirt like that, doesn't he? Oh, yes, Larry has a shirt like that. What kind of flower is that? Oh, I believe Ethel has some flowers like that. Through the whole thing.
This was in Transformers 3, right?
Sadly, no.
I have
Let me ask some. Oh, sorry, Paul. Go on.
I was just going to say, I have a theory that perhaps it has nothing to do with a decline in manners, but more a decline in the number of places where people are forced together. Like movie theaters are one of the last bastions of societal congress, other than bus stops and shopping malls. It's just and that's the reason why the kids are so well behaved, because they're used to going to the mall. They know how to deal with other people and other teenagers, because they're going to high school and grade school, and they know how to talk, even though they're
hot topics.
And they know how to deal. They know that they're an inch away from death every moment that they're in school. Whereas these rude people that go to theaters on an off night, they just haven't a clue about how to be around other people.
They don't know the peril
and they're
in.
people who grew up in the 50s, right? Right?
No, it would be
Okay,
the 70s. No.
Let me ask you something. What time of the day and what day of the week are you generally going?
We usually go to a Sunday showing 3-ish.
That may be your problem.
Maybe it's your demographic that's screwing it up. Maybe you're more inclined.
Oh, you wanted the inane chatter section. Oh, I'm sorry.
You've changed your demographic. You've bled over into another group that you don't agree
You're
with.
becoming a man.
No, I'm becoming an old grizzled man who wants people to shut up like they used to back in the old days.
Maybe you should go. Well, I mean, I wouldn't want you to go when there's teenagers there, because that's a whole different kind of hell. Okay, now I've heard that there's some theaters that offer like a VIP type of scenario, right? Where you,
I don't want to have to pay for VIP. I want to be able to just go in the theater and watch the damn movie.
Well, maybe. Okay, you're saying that you miss the option of being able to go and lose yourself in a movie for 2 hours, eat your popcorn, and not have to worry about getting bothered. Maybe now, because of the way that society is, you have to pay for that a little bit more to reclaim that experience that you have lost, and you do it through these special VIP set up rooms. And because think about it, they wouldn't have the special VIP rooms if this problem didn't exist and people have been noticing it, right?
Are you saying they're encouraging this problem so they can upsell some tickets?
I think they're trying to,
damage control. They have no way of, of fixing it, so they're just going to profit off of it.
Yeah. Society is getting worse and worse. The movie ushers, they don't know what to do about it, so they're grasping at straws, and they're like, okay, we'll make a special safe room for all the good, upstanding Americans where they can come in and enjoy their popcorn.
Imagine the poor movie usher that has to go and explain, pardon me, sir, would you mind putting your phone away and turning it off, please? And he's armed with a flashlight. You know,
arm him with a taser, and this all stops. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Excuse me, sir. Can you turn that off? I'm busy. See, and then everybody in the theater gets a real good education.
See, now I think movies are dead for me personally because I don't want to go to them anymore because I don't like feeding the Hollywood machine. And I thought I would be safe going to the Hobbit, but I really don't like what Peter Jackson's doing. He's turning it into a Transformers movie, and I don't like that. And
it's the New Zealand machine, man.
Let me change.
It's all TV.
Let me switch gears here for just a second and ask this question: do you think that the movie theater is now a thing of the past with like Netflix and, you know, the way that most cable television is and satellite, it's pretty much set up on demand. You can have it if you want it.
Well, I think the experience, the seeing it on the big screen, I think that's a commodity they can still sell, but they're not doing themselves any favors by not, they're not helping their cause any. Because it is much easier to see it at home, and it's getting to be the preferred method for me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that just makes me sad.
I'm going to kind of say that yes, it is completely a thing of the past because the only time that I have been to see a movie in the last year was to see Gravity in 3D, and that's just because 3D televisions aren't everywhere yet.
Yeah. And that was probably the last movie I can think of that really benefited from, seeing it in that format.
I think what you might have to take on as your new attitude is like, okay, say you go to a McDonald's. You kind of know what you're going to get with the clientele there. There's probably going to be some screaming kids, some obnoxious people, a lot of headaches, but you're paying cheaper. Compare that to going to a very expensive steakhouse, where the prices are so high that it automatically keeps out people who might cause more of a problem because they have to pay more to be in there, so they're not going to act up as much. Maybe you need to go to the steakhouse cinemas as opposed to the fast food cinemas.
Make it prohibitively expensive.
Exactly.
For a certain
riffraff.
Yes. But see, I think I don't think that there is a economic division there. I think it is completely unbiased.
Oh no. I'm saying that if he pays more for the executive lounge, not everyone is going to want to pay that much. So he's basically building a wall around himself, or a basement, if you will, where he will be alone into this bubble, to this basement type of a bubble where he's on a chair and he's just looking at a big screen, just like he's in a basement. In fact, he could just stay in his basement and not go to the movies because that's what you would be paying for.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you
nice,
brought up
comfy, a more comfortable chair, your own snacks,
a bathroom that I just have to deal with my own stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought the Alamo Drafthouse because in Austin, Texas, there's a place called the Alamo Drafthouse, and it's a movie theater that really caters to people who love movies.
Well, the one in Houston's all about fake Bigfoot bodies. So,
okay, sure.
Sorry.
Well, I just want to play a little clip. Basically, the way this got started was this woman would not stop texting, so they politely asked her to get the hell out.
Pardon me, ma'am, but get the hell out!
I hope it was just like that. Anyway, that didn't sit well with her, so they left her. She left them a message, an angry message.
Oh God! Please tell me you have it.
Yes, and they started playing this before each movie for a while there as a trailer, just to it's a little brand building. But
right, that's cool.
And I'm going to play it for you. The visuals are just the words being flashed up on the screen. We'll link to it on the site. It's worth seeing because they did it really creatively. But this is the meat of the problem.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys actually enjoy treating your customers like a pieces of because that's how I felt when I went to the Alamo Draft House. Okay? You know what? I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to text in your little crappy theater. It was too dark in that place for me to find my seat, alright? I was using my phone as a flashlight to get to my fucking seat. So excuse me for using my phone in USA, United States of America, where you are free to text in a theater. I was not aware that I couldn't text in your theater, alright? I've texted in all the other theaters in Austin, and no one ever gave a about what I was doing on my phone, alright? And it was on silent. It wasn't on loud. It wasn't bothering anybody. You guys, obviously, were being assholes to me, and I'm sure that's what you do, to rip people off. You take my money, and then you throw me out. I will never be coming back to your Alamo Draft House or whatever. I'd rather go to a regular theater where people are actually polite. And, I'm going to tell everyone about how you are.
Regular theater.
And I'm pretty sure you guys are being assholes on purpose. So thanks for making me feel like a customer. Thanks for taking my money, asshole.
The brilliant thing about that?
He's from Texas.
The brilliant thing about that
America
is because apostrophe America. Our forefathers fought the British so we could text in our theaters back in 1778.
Remember the Alamo Theater.
The brilliant thing about that is because she swore that she will never be summoned to go back there, she will have never known that they used her voicemail to play in the theater because she would never be back there to know,
I hope somebody told her, though. I really do. At the very end, when she says, well, I'll never be back, the screen says, thank you.
I wonder how she wound up there to begin with. I mean, it sounds like it attracts a particular type of clientele, It's somebody...
Austin hipsters. She probably was there with her boyfriend who drove down there on his fixed gear bicycle and his skinny jeans.
And they were all high.
Yeah.
That's not how I imagine this lady. I imagine this lady a big old whiff of white trash, honestly.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
You'd be
hipster.
surprised.
Hipster and white trash are not the same thing.
There is a bit that intertwines.
They're in the Venn diagram. There might be an overlapping section, but overall, I don't think that's really...
I think we need to add some more, paper money into the stereotype jar.
By the way, thanks to that little lady's rant, we're up to $37.
Awesome. Our office Christmas party is going to be awesome this year.
Yay! Bowling. Maybe we'll go bowling this year. Ooh. Or maybe we'll go to a movie theater.
Yeah, we'll go to the movies. And bowl. Because that'll be degenerated at that point. But...
With our phone apps. We'll go bowling with our phone apps in the theater.
I'll bring the Wii. You bring a monitor, and we can... All
right.
Oh, and in other news, real quick, this is actually breaking news. In other reasons to stay home, the Clone Wars, the animated show set in the Star Wars universe.
No, not Clonade, but the actual animated
actual Clone
TV
Wars.
series. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. What is the name of that Raelian thing again, Paul?
What, Clonade?
Oh, yeah! Sorry.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah. Anyway, The Clone Wars, nothing to do with Clone-Aid, is coming to Netflix on March 7th, and it will include the 13 seasons of episode 6, or season 6. 13 episodes of season 6.
All right.
I'm very happy about this because this little cartoon show was so much better than any of those prequels, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
by a wide majority.
Huge, wide margin.
And let's face it, most animation is better than, like...
I think it goes beyond that. I am of the firm opinion that TV shows are better written than movies are today. And
how so?
Oh my God! Just the way they can take their time and develop these big story arcs and the character development where you're actually caring, and it's just these Clone Wars cartoons. They're cartoons, but their character arcs, the emotions, the storylines are so much better than anything you can get in a 2-hour movie. And
well, the acting was too, honestly.
The acting, yeah,
like the series,
all these shows, like everything from Breaking Bad to Game of Thrones, all of this, the quality of television today blows movies out of the water. Absolutely, almost to the point where movies. And this is getting to my whole beef with the whole Hollywood machine is Hollywood is the only thing that they have left is the big extravaganza and big explosions and CGI 3G robots and shit. And it's just, sorry.
Man.
Okay.
We got the beep going a lot today.
Anyway.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if there's a degradation in that over time as television shows are less designed for television and more so for the a la carte types of situations like Netflix, where people can watch an entire series in one sitting. Oh,
I'm sure in 5 years we'll be having a discussion about is TV dying because
Not as long as there are the Olympics.
You'll pry around a road out of my cold dead hands.
The Olympics. You mean the subtle Bilderberg infomercial about the Eurocentric elite and okay. Yeah.
Tarbot's just sitting in the corner. Tarbot's just sitting in the corner saying, "Yes, fight amongst yourselves."
Yeah.
Yes.
The Olympics is the whole new world order. Shown to its greatness. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What are you talking about, man? Remember the Alamo Theater?
Yeah.
It's apostrophe America.
It's funny in the when you actually read that, they've spelled it and say she doesn't actually say America. She says something even more jangled than that.
Yeah.
Mershgra.
It's the United States.
United States.
The United States of America.
Yeah, there are 3 apostrophes in that. You pick where they go. That's what I. Apostrophe's nothing but a wild card.
Hey, you. You know what's missing in the United States? It's you. So get out.
Oh, audience, we are the last people on the planet Earth that should be making fun about how people talk. But
and yet here we are.
If you would like to,
hey, what's the matter, Paul Zamora? What's he talking about?
If you would also like to comment on your favorite regional diction. You can phone us and share yours at 502-286-9372 and leave us a message. That's right.
Or email us a letter in a funny accent, towergram@gmail.com.
We'll try to read it in however it's written.
Put a lot of umlauts and slashes in it. And,
that's the Tower guarantee.
We'll get the idea.
We'll mangle it in the way you intended.
You know why? Because we're the United States of America.
You can't stop it.
The bestest land in the universe. You know why? Because we got Jesus and Johnny Cash. Woo!
Hope you carbon-based units enjoyed this episode. If you did, do us a solid and rate us on iTunes. If you'd like to spout a half or fully baked opinion, email us at towergram@gmail.com or call us at 502-286-9372 or 502-2-Tower-2. Tower of Technobabble is sponsored by Panorama Creative Group. Y'all come back now, you hear?
Mamma mia! It's a baby Bigfoot. Teach him some words like spaghetti or meats and balsa.
All right.
What's
We're
going
doing a
on?
discussion pit.
Dave?
Yeah, I redid my soundboard and I can't find it. We might have a few too many
Classic.
bits here now.
Classic Dave.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got change everywhere.
You're like a stripper. I've got change everywhere, man.
I'm a lousy stripper if I can't even get bills. I gotta walk around with coins in my pockets.
Nice coin purse you got there.
I'm going to take some nickels and make it hail up in here.
Hey, lady, you want to see my change purse? Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't have the discussion pit thing loaded, apparently, so head on down to the discussion pit.
Yeah, we'll just do it in post.
We'll do it in post. Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Da da da. Da da da.